Okay, here is your roar for a sweep by Charlie Daniels. I am really surprised that none of you guys have heard that Justin Timberlake song. But then again, I guess listening to top 40 music these days is kind of a thing of the past. That song was like a huge hit about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Anyways, I got a lot to say, so I'm going to try to not make this too long. First of all, speaking of long videos, Don, this hard rule that you've given yourself for 5 minutes sucks. It sucks. It shows me like you just, I mean, you've checked out. I mean, you've checked out of these video fights about a dozen times already. Subtle ways of just showing you've lost interest. This hard rule of 5 minutes is just, I mean, it definitely affects what you have to say. I mean, did Caitlyn enjoy Cameron? Did is there's other things like you're just there's so many things that especially this time I wanted to hear 501 gone shit. Anyway, I won't harp on it too much. Fantastic that you went to Cameron. I wanted to hear more about the atmosphere. I don't know, seeing Bayheim that close. Did you hear it? Like, yeah. Anyways, so, so I have mixed emotions right now. I'm glad you went. Irritated that you cut us off again in 5 minutes. You hate video fights. Safe travels back home though. I'm guessing it's like a 4 hour trip. Um, but anyways, it's got to be a great memory and like you say, something you cross off your bucket list. Um, what did you say about that Charlie's Daniels song? Did you say something about college? Listen to it when you at your college bars. You love bars, like you said. Huge bar fan you are. Jim, your whole fire detector thing. I was listening to it. I watched it yesterday. I laughed so hard that like I had this like deep, awful cough, so my chest was hurting. It was so good. This the look that you gave the thing, like you wanted to like punch a detector, and there was like two detectors. One sounded like this so loud, like so much going on. You handled it well though. You looked like you wanted to break something, but you put a couple smiles in there. Just fantastic. Um, I think you've said before that you're a Timberlake fan, and like piggybacking off of what Jay said, he really is a cool dude. Just naturally cool, very talented. Uh, can do anything, right? He acts, he sings, he dances, plays instruments. Great interview. He is. I've never seen him interviewed. He's a great interview. What else? Oh, interesting how you were so almost certain that Chris Stapleton was a rock singer, and maybe he was, but I thought that was kind of cool that with his voice, that's kind of what you relayed that to. It kind of makes sense. Jay, God, that story about fucking guy that came up to the booth and put his hands around you in your neck. Funny and scary. Isn't it amazing how much bigger and stronger some humans are than others? Uh, it's amazing that it's the first time we've ever heard that story. That's a great story. Pissed. I think Jim said that Charlie Daniels' performances in Saratoga. You know what? I think I read somewhere a while back that's where there was. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Jay, what else did you say? did you say, Jay? There's a lot I want to touch on what you said. Oh, the whole Jimmy Fallon thing. You know what? When I first started watching him, I totally get what you mean. He looks way too into like, but at first I thought it was like really cool. Like anyone he interviews on his show, he's like, whatever that person's, he's like really like into it, and it was so like different to me. I thought it was really good, but then it kind of wore off on me. That became, it looks kind of phony. I'm not sure if it is. I think he's very talented too. But you know what? I'll tell you, I watched him religiously for like 2 or 3 years. I'd always tape it for Lorraine. Lorraine would always come over on like Saturdays, and we'd watch it. The Friday show. Where I had it set up to record every show, and we'd watch a lot of them, and it was good. The fun games he played with everybody, his guests, some obviously some great artists that he had on there. But honestly, when Trump won the election, and look, he made it a thing every single monologue to just trash Trump, and I stopped watching because of it. It was just, I get it. Like every president, but and Kimmel too. Like, that it just turned me off to him a lot, and I haven't watched him since. So, but that's all I wanted to say. That performance by Timberlake and Stapleton was actually a live show. It wasn't pre-recorded. Uh, one of one of my sounds so stupid. One of my great nights in my adulthood after the kids and growing up and everything. It was Super Bowl Sunday night, either 17 or 18, January 17 or 18. I think I'm gonna say 18. It was after the Super Bowl was the episode of This Is Us where Jack died. That was on a Sunday night. They played that because they knew they'd have a huge audience. So it was Super Bowl. This Is Us, one of the best This Is Us episodes. And right after This Is Us, they went to Jimmy Fallon Live, and that's where they had that performance. So it was a Sunday night live. I've had that in my pocket for 3 years now, about 3 years. And I thought it was interesting after I submitted them. Don, I was laughing when you said Charlie Daniels was wearing mom jeans with a, you said an ass in the front. I call it the gun. It wasn't shit look, but he shredded that fucking fiddle. Like he could have been up there naked. That he was so good there. Um, Train of thought. Oh, how Chris Stapleton looked like Charlie Daniels, kind of. Thought it was kind of weird. Also, want to touch on how you guys talked about the son of a bitch part. Don, that's interesting. You said something about dad because I think you're right about that. Whether I heard dad say something years ago, I don't know where I heard that as a kid, but I heard that version as a kid when he said "son of a bitch," and that brings me to Jay. When Jay said swearing became a thing where people were so like prim and proper. You know, you brought up the Ward and June Cleaver. I think you're spot on with that. But yeah, the son of a bitch, because right on the radio, son of a gun. Like, yeah, very good points. The son of a bitch. Like people just lost their fucking shit when they said that. But guess that's about it. Um, I made chili today. I'm gonna have some chili right now. I'm gonna watch the NFL playoffs. Playoffs. This team playoffs. Does anybody ever say playoffs now without reciting Jim Mora? Um, I think that's it. So it's Charlie Daniels in a sweep. So we've had 6 weeks, 5 out of 6 weeks, right? That have been just pretty darn good. You know, we all know why it's 5 out of 6 and not 6 out of 6. We will see if Don can make it 6 out of 7 next week of some pretty good submissions. So Don, pressure's on you. Take more than 5 minutes to make your selections, and you know what? Loosen it up a little bit. Is your roar gonna be 5 minutes too? Shit, fucking shit. Hate your brothers. You hate Friday Night Video Fights.